It is now time for some coffee and conversation, and I am joined by Miss Yvette Nelson, the owner of New Freedom Financial. So thank you so much for joining us here on Tawny Country. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. And yourself?
Absolutely. So I always love when you come on because you're so insightful when it comes to credit repair and credit building and things like that. So I wanted to just get your recommendations on how someone can fix their personal credit.
Okay, one of the things you want to do is make sure your credit cards. Make sure you don't have your credit cards maxed out, okay?
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, what you want to do is make sure you don't have the credit cards more than 30%. Okay, if it's lower, it's even better, okay? That's one of the things that can increase your score fast. That's one of the fastest ways to increase your score, actually.
Okay, and so how long does it typically take to see an improvement in our credit score when we use that tool?
Well, actually, within 30 to 45 days, you will see the increase. Once they report on your credit file, you have paid the debt down. Once they report, you will see the difference in your credit score.
Okay, and what would you say? What common mistakes should people avoid that could hurt their credit score?
One of the biggest things that hurt a person's credit score is making late payments. Of course, we all know if you make one late payment, it's going to reduce your score up to 100 points, and it's going to take you about 1.5 to 2 years to try to gain that 100 points you lost in 30 days, okay? Collections. Collection things like light bill, water, phone, cable. If you don't pay them, they hit your credit file. That drops your score significantly, okay? And also charge-offs. We all know if you know you don't pay the debt, that charge-off, that really hurts your credit score also, okay?
Yeah. Now, I know that you're the owner of the financial service.
New Freedom
So
Financial
what role would you play in a client's life if they wanted to become one of your clients?
The first thing they need to do is just set an appointment to do a consultation. At that particular time, I print out the credit report, and I'm going to go to the entire file with the client, explain to them exactly how to read the credit report, which means what the bank is going to be looking at when you apply for credit.
Okay.
And then we'll go to status. Each one of the accounts are in at the time, what needs to be done to get the scores up, and what they need to do in the future to keep them there. That's the first thing that needs to be done.
Okay. So is there, so when coming to you, are you helping with repairing the credit and building?
Yeah, I help the clients restore their credit, and I also help them build the credit also. Because of, the way credit is set up in the United States, you have to stay in debt at all times.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So as we know, it is tax season, right? So everyone's getting their tax returns. But how can a tax refund be used to improve a credit score?
The first thing you want to do, if you're behind on any of your accounts, if you're behind on your credit cards, 30, 60 days on your credit cards or a loan, you want to make sure you pay the past due first. You don't want to pay the account off. And I'm going to explain this. Well, I'm not going to go in detail, but I'm going to just give you a quick. So what you want to do, because each one of your accounts are rated at the credit bureaus, okay? The ratings goes from an R1 to an R9, I1 to an I9. And the R mean revolving debt. I's are installment loans. It's anything like a house, car, student loan, financial loan, bank loan.
Okay.
If it's an R1 or I1 on the account, that's telling the creditor that you're paying your account and you're paying it on time.
Okay.
Now, once it drops to an R2 or I2 or 3, 4, 5, that means you're 30, 60, 90, 120 days late. So if you're 60 days late, that means you have a loan, you're 60 days late, it's an I3. Okay. So you don't want to pay the loan off while it's I3, because if you do, they're going to leave it that way on your credit report, which telling the creditor when you paid the account off, you was 60 days late when you paid it off.
Okay.
Yeah, so you pay your past due amount first, make a payment or two on time, and then if you decide you want to pay it off at that point in time.
Now, what about collections? Do you recommend that we pay off our collection debt?
On collections, if you have your income tax, that want to be the last resort, because unfortunately collections, even if you pay it, it's not going to increase your score. And I can be honest, several times we can get collections off the credit file without even paying for it.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. So are there any specific credit building tools or products that you recommend to people who are trying to establish or rebuild?
Individuals that is trying to increase their scores at the time, the first thing they need to do is get maybe a secured credit card. If they can't get a starter card, maybe a $300 or $500 starter card, get a secured credit card. Secured credit card, you put your own money on there. They report to all 3 credit bureaus, and you have to use it just like a regular credit card, and that'll start building your credit. And because besides, credit cards increase your score 10 times faster than any loans do.
Okay, perfect. Well, you're so just right on. You have the answers for everything when it comes to credit. So thank you so much much. And tell us where we can go ahead and find more information about you, how we can get in touch with you. It's the new year, so I know a lot of people are wanting to get their finances together.
Okay. It's New Freedom Financial Services. The address is 1216 Dawson Road, Suite 202, Albany, Georgia, 31707, and I can be reached at 229-435-9160.
Awesome, awesome. Well, again, it's the new year, and I know a lot of people, including myself, are wanting to get our finances together so we can just live freely and
Yes.
debt-free. It's the student loans for me. I'm trying to, oh, Lord Jesus, help us.
Yes, yes.
But we're going to get it together, and you're going to be the one to help us. So thank you so much again
You're
for joining
welcome.
us.
Thanks for having
Absolutely.
me.
And we'll have all her information posted on our website at WALB.com. But don't go away just